Shalom. First and foremost, call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations also to the hopefully elect. It's the brother Azariah back again with another lesson in the spirit of prophecy, going into the tensions rising between these nations. Alright, why do the heathen rage, man? These nations are going crazy, they're perplexed, and they're ready for war. World War III, we know, is on the horizon. It hasn't fully broke out yet, but we see everything there. Nations are posturing, weapons are being sent here and there, drills are being done, nukes are being made, you see. So all the implications for war are there. It's really just up to when the Most High wants everything to pop off full-fledged. But of course, we know that the MOTB must come first, and that's right around the corner. So the newest thing in the news, what you have is China with this surveillance balloon over the U.S. And this is all up in the news today, man. You know, this thing was all up in the news. They was talking about it. The Pentagon was trying to figure out whether they should shoot it down or what action they should take, but they did nothing. Which that's an indictment against America, because when it pretty much showed, they pretty much exposed America, man. You know, because if America was really what it used to be, they would have shot that joint down. They would have shot that balloon down, man, and let them know, hey, listen, y'all don't put no surveillance balloon over our territory to try and spy on us. But this is really not a good sign for America to these other nations, man, because it's basically telling China that America is going soft. Because if this was 60 years ago, let Russia have tried to put a surveillance balloon over America, they would have shot their joint down and, you know, made an offensive against Russia. But we in a time now where these other nations that were otherwise regarded as weak, they're starting to say, I'm strong. Okay, these weaker nations are saying that they're strong now. And they blatantly coming in America's face and challenging them. And America has done nothing about it. So this article here, ABC News, balloon incident adds new tension to U.S.-China relationship. Let's check this video out, just a little bit of it.
Pentagon says was spotted over Montana. China saying that the balloon, which is the size of 3 buses, is used for weather research and was just blown off course. Now, that's despite U.S. suspicion that
they said, check it out, right? They said that balloon was for weather research. See that, man? So, and you got to know that America knows that that's BS. But they still did nothing about it because they know what that means. If they was to, they don't want to go to war against China yet because they know they ain't ready. See? And then the Most High still has things that he wants to do on the right hand side as far as prophecy, bring certain things forth before they get to that point. You see, so everything is in the Most High's power, but they just throwing jabs right now. You know what I'm saying? The fight really isn't on like that. They just, you know, throwing threats out there, you know, posturing. Okay, but let's continue.
it was being used for surveillance. Air Force Brigadier General Pat Ryder just moments ago.
The fact is, we know that it's a surveillance balloon, and I'm not going to be able to be more specific than that. We do know that the balloon has violated U.S. airspace and international law, which is unacceptable. And so we've conveyed this directly to the PRC at multiple levels. And in terms of specific locations, I'm not going to be able to go into specific locations again, other than to say it's moving eastward at this time.
So why they ain't go to war though? That's really, if the enemy is spying on you, why not at least shoot down the balloon? Why not at least do that or seize it and do something? You see, so that just shows you right there that they're not really in control, because if it was up to them, then they would have done it. But it's the Most High. The Most High controls the hearts of these kings and these nations, man. When the Most High say for them to move and go to war, that's when they're going to do it. But right now, things are calm. You know what I'm saying? Things ain't really heated up to that point yet, but it's getting there. And all this is a part of it. So the article says how to respond to the Chinese balloon situation presents a diplomatic challenge for the Biden administration at a time when Washington is trying to stabilize relations with Beijing amid tensions over Taiwan trade, CV, technology, and a U.S. warning not to support Russia's war in Ukraine. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken indefinitely postponing his high-stakes trip to China just hours before he was set to depart was a clear indicator of Washington's outrage over the affront and an additional pull on the already strained ties between the two countries. In light of China's unacceptable action, I am postponing my planned travel this weekend in China. Blinken said Friday, adding that the State Department concluded conditions were not conducive for a constructive visit at this time after reviewing the situation with officials across the government and with members of Congress. So you see that they want to take action. They want to go against China.
All right, eastward at this time. ABC News senior
Yeah, so they want to go against China for this, but
Pentagon reporter Louis Martinez.
I don't know why I keep doing that. Let me do that. Okay. So they want to go against China, but it's not the time yet. Okay, everything has a time and a season, and you know this is not the time right now for them to go against China full force. All right, according to the Most High's will. Going on to the article here. It says stakes rise as Iran can fuel several atom bombs. See, man. And these are the kings of the East, which is mentioned in the book of Revelation, the 15th chapter. Okay, the kings of the East, man. And all of them are coming together against the West, and they're all going to converge upon Jerusalem. All right, they're all going to try to fight for the Holy Land because that's the real prize. See, that's the real prize. I said Revelation 15, Revelation 16, Salakia. But yeah, they're all going to converge on Jerusalem, man. So it says, Iran has enough highly enriched uranium to build several nuclear weapons if it chooses. The United Nations top nuclear official is now warning, but diplomatic efforts aimed at again limiting its atomic program seem more unlikely than ever before, as Tehran arms Russia in its war on Ukraine and its unrest shakes the Islamic Republic. So once again, why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Okay? Perplexity, man. Going back to Matthew 24 in verse 7. Okay, the sea and the waves roaring with perplexity, man. Okay, so these nations are perplexed. All of them are in an uproar. Their citizens are coming against them, protesting against the unrighteous decrees that have been laid out. Lack of food, lack of water, harsh living conditions, inflation. And then you have these nations going against each other. See? So, hey, man, you know what you can take away from these things? And if you're watching and paying attention, because these things are only escalating. We've been reporting on this for damn near 2 years now, you see? But every time that we look back, things increase. Things don't die down, man. Things keep increasing. You hear little things here, you hear little things there, but overall, it's all increasing to the ultimate inevitable third woe, which is World War III. North Korea warns of nuke for nuke, reaction for U.S. South Korea air drills. North Korea warned of the toughest reaction to expanded joint United States-South Korea drills on Thursday, including the most overwhelming nuclear force, according to state media. The DPRK will take the toughest reaction to any military attempt on the U.S. on the principle of nuke for nuke, and an all-out confrontation for an all-out confrontation. So you see, they said, hey, you come against us full force, we coming against you full force. You dare, if America gets bold enough to shoot off a nuke against us, guess what? We gonna let them fly too. Once again, let the weak say I am strong. Okay? Because there was a point in time where America, the West, they were the only ones that had the nuclear weapons. Now, these Eastern nations who they conquered and were looked at as, um, below civilized, now they have the same weapons. So now they saying we strong too. If America wanna, fly nukes, we can fly them too. And ours are better and faster and much more destructive. See? An unnamed foreign ministry spokesperson said in a statement carried by Korean Central News Agency. The statement came on the heels of combined U.S. South Korean air drills over the Yellow Sea on Wednesday, which included B-1B bombers and F-35B stealth fighters from the U.S. Air Force alongside the South's F-35A fighters. The drill demonstrated that the United States' will and ability to provide strong and credible extended deterrence against North Korea's nuclear and missile threats, South Korea's defense ministry said in a statement Thursday. So yeah, increasing tensions. Okay, they saying, listen, we gonna go nuke for nuke. Okay, you want to play them games? We can play them too. And don't forget that Russia is as a guard unto North Korea and the BRICS nations. And Russia got them hypersonic missiles, so they got them missiles that can fly faster than the speed of sound, man. I believe they came out with a report that said that a missile, a nuke can go from Moscow to Paris in less than 1 minute. You see that? So they can let a nuke fly from Moscow to Paris in less than 1 minute, man. You can't defend against that. You can't prepare yourself for that. Even if it was just a spontaneous thing to where Putin just pressed the red button, you can't come together fast enough to defend against that. So that, you see, that's why the West is really afraid. That's why America isn't going to take such an action against China to shoot down their balloon, because they understand what that means. They understand, hey, listen, Russia and China are together. So if we go to war against Russia, or China declares war on us, then Russia coming too. And they ain't gonna let the missiles fly. But again, everything is in the Most High's power. See, America didn't do anything because he didn't want them to do anything. See, when it's time and the Most High says, okay, this is the last thing that needs to happen before I come back, go ahead and go to war. That's when the shit is gonna hit the fan, so to speak. Let's get this last one. We get some precepts. He says, as China and Russia get closer and Beijing invests in nuclear weapons, NATO focuses on quote unquote new friends. It says here, China's growing assertiveness and collaboration with Russia poses a threat not only to Asia but also to Europe. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said Wednesday, as he sought stronger cooperation and more quote-unquote friends for NATO in the Indo-Pacific region. Stoltenberg said China is increasingly investing in nuclear weapons and long-range missiles without providing transparency or engaging in meaningful dialogue on arms control for atomic weapons. While escalating coercion of its neighbors and threats against Taiwan, the self-ruled island it claims as its own territory. And see what they're trying to do, the West, America is trying to gain influence over Taiwan and use that as a military base to strike against China. And this is what they're not putting in the media, but China is ready to go to war to take back Taiwan because they don't want any Western nation, especially America, right there in his backyard to be able to strike against them. You see, so that's why this whole Taiwan and China thing is going on against the U.S. Okay, because you had, I forget what speaker it was, but they had a U.S. House Speaker go over to Taiwan some months back, and China didn't like that. You see, China was they weren't pleased with that. So, basically, China warned America not to send anybody over to Taiwan because they understand America's trying to influence Taiwan to go against China. So now China is basically puffing its chest out, talking like they about to make a move against Taiwan to get the Western influence out of there. All right, because China still claims Taiwan as its territory. It's still within that Chinese, um, you know, judicial space, man. So it's all going down. Okay, things are all coming to a head, man. Okay, the Lord is going to muster the host of the battle together for the valley of Jehoshaphat. So let's go here to Joel 3 and 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords. Now, what is a plowshare? A plowshare is something that you use to plow a field. Okay, so basically what it's saying here is beat your field tools, okay, beat your work tools into swords, which is a weapon of war, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And you were seeing that all throughout these articles, man. Okay, North Korea, right? Iran, China, Russia, let the weak say I am strong. They bucking up against the stronger nations, which is the West, NATO, the EU and America. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye the sickle, and the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. See that? So this is all leading up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, man. Okay, the valley of decision where the Lord is going to judge all these nations, destroy them all, man. Okay, but they really going to destroy themselves. But in the midst of the war of World War III, that's when Yahushua and the host of heaven, the angels, are going to come back and do battle with these nations. See, they're going to be in the midst of fighting each other, but then when he come back, they're going to turn their guns on Yahushua and try to make war with the heavenly hosts. You see, but the Most High is mustering the multitudes together. Okay, this is why all these tensions are going on, and we continue to report on this because things continue to escalate worse. Things continue to wax worse between these nations, man. And it's important to watch in this time to know what's going on. Okay, because one day you might wake up and hear that somebody got nuked. You see, you might hear that one of the BRICS nations nuked a NATO nation, and then it's all out war. Then the next thing you know, it's going to be a draft. Okay, they're going to start drafting people, man. You see, so once the MOTB comes about, which is very soon around the corner, you can expect these things to pop off, man. All right, let's go to Revelation 16, and I believe it's verse 12, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Revelation 16 and 12, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates. And when you look at the river Euphrates over there in it's not the Middle East, but it's like around the area of Iran, Iraq, in that Fertile Crescent region. It's pretty much damn near dried up now, man. It's dry enough so that military equipment can pass through there. And the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east, Iran, Iraq, Russia, China, North Korea, Afghanistan, okay, the kings of the east might be prepared. Prepared for what? Prepared for war. Prepared that they can pass through and converge on the area of Jerusalem, of Israel, to make war in that region, which is the valley of Jehoshaphat, in which that's where the Lord is going to gather them together, as we just read in Joel 3, and judge all the nations round about, man. Okay, so when you see these things, when you see these articles, and this news continue to come out, this is what it's all leading up to. All right. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying through the Rakah Kadash. In closing, call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah Kadash. And until next time, Shalom to the elect, Kub Yasha Allah DTA, and the Bible Ball. Come back a young. Shalom.